Today, Movie Summary is back with another recap for you. It's Silo, Episode 4. Last episode, after Juliette and the mechanical crew successfully fixed the generator, she packed up her stuff and went to City Hall to take the job. But the moment she arrived, she heard loud voices arguing inside. She pushes the door open, and the mayor is already dead. Deputy Sheriff Bernard is talking with judicial officers, and he orders the head of it to run background checks on every suspect across the 50 levels around mid-level security. He believes the mayor was poisoned with rat poison. Someone slipped it into her water, and it happened while she was out walking with him. Her death hits Bernard like a truck. To catch the killer, Judicial promises full cooperation. Juliette showing up clearly surprises the acting minister. From Bernard's explanation, he learns she's here to become the new sheriff. By the pact's rules, the minister now becomes acting mayor. He doesn't like Juliette, but right now, he only wants the silo to stay calm. On the way to the sheriff's station, Juliette sees people staring blankly at the big cafeteria screen. Halston used to pass by here every day, meaning every day he had to watch his wife die all over again. Guided by the station aide, Juliette finally reaches the sheriff's office. She introduces herself, briefly, but from the aide's tone, it's obvious she has zero respect for her new boss. And once Juliette sees the attitude, she stops playing nice. Even before the official oath, she's already the sheriff here. She tells the aide she'll work her like an assistant, and orders her to prepare files on mechanical. Once the aide leaves, Juliette starts searching like crazy. What exactly did Halston leave behind for her? She looks everywhere, nothing. Then she circles the hallway outside the office. At the third door, one path leads up to the surface, the other goes straight to the holding cells. And from there, she can even see the outside view. Next, Juliette returns to Halston's apartment, convinced he hid something in the room. She turns the heater on, not realizing the stash is inside the vent. And seeing that recycled junk receipt triggers a flood of memories. We flash back to Juliette's childhood. Back then, she lived in a family of 4 in the mids. Life was warm and peaceful, until a sudden tragedy took her mom and little brother. That day, Juliette wanted to fix her brother's chair, but her dad, Dr. Nichols, said it was beyond repair. He told her to haul the keepsakes to recycling, fast. He never once thought about how his daughter felt. The next day, Juliette pushed a cart full of belongings to recycling. Everything on it was what her mom and brother used when they were alive. Watching those precious things disappear, she was devastated. Her dad stayed buried in work, so Juliette was often home alone. With nothing else to do, she started fixing her brother's chair herself. She got so focused, she forgot the soup boiling on the stove. When her dad rushed in to grab the pot, he burned himself. He snapped, said the chair would never be fixed. But Juliette proved him wrong with actions, not words. Through sheer effort, she repaired the chair. But the sad part, she still had to toss her mom and brother's keepsakes alone. Hearing this, her dad feels guilty, but in the silo, there are rules. He can't always fight. He tries to comfort her, but Juliette doesn't want to hear it. That night, the acting mayor comes to Juliette's place, bringing witnesses and a uniform. He's here to swear her in as sheriff. Juliette can't help but laugh at the irony. Just days ago, this man accused her of stealing it tape. Now he's asking her to be law enforcement. He never liked Juliette. But given the mess they're in, he had to accept the late mayor's decision. Once she puts the uniform on, Juliette officially becomes the new sheriff of the silo. Back at the office, she digs through file cabinets, hoping to find any clue at all. Then the aide returns with paperwork for her to sign. Still dripping with attitude, Juliette asks about George's case. The aide says Judicial has no record of him, but Halston left Juliette a full packet. She rips it open immediately. And to avoid the radio noise, she quickly shuts it off. But right as she reads a note, the aide bursts in. Bernard is causing a scene. He's beating someone up, right now. Juliette rushes over and stops him. Turns out Bernard's target is a convicted poisoner. A real piece of work. Bernard thinks the mayor's death is tied to this guy. After Juliette talks him down, Bernard finally stops. Later in the cafeteria, Juliette wants a serious talk with Bernard. She admits she has zero detective experience, so she wants Bernard to teach her, starting with the mayor's death. Bernard says the suspect has a record. He once poisoned 2 levels with bootleg liquor. And saying it out loud makes Bernard sink even lower, because he feels like he's the only one who truly cares that the mayor is gone. Juliette sympathizes and brings up Halston's death. So she tells Bernard everything she's been through. From the start, she explains how she proved George didn't just fall, he was murdered. Halston promised he'd leave her a signal. But when she met him again, he chose to walk outside and die. Then Juliette shows Bernard the badge, and the word truth carved on the back sets him off. Now they're in the same boat. Both desperate to uncover what's really going on, Juliette agrees to help investigate the mayor's death. And in return, she wants Bernard to dig up info on George. Bernard suggests they question Gloria next. She once had direct contact with Allison, Halston's wife, but at her door, they run into Gloria's husband. Their presence makes him furious. Turns out Gloria died a year ago. He blames them, says if not for them, she'd still be alive, and Bernard even takes a punch that breaks his nose. Back at Juliette's place, she patches him up. She brings up Halston's hard drive, and asks if Bernard has ever seen it. Bernard doesn't care. He says personal items get dumped at recycling anyway, so whatever Halston left might be down there. And let's be real, after decades in politics, the mayor surely made enemies. So if she was poisoned, she probably threatened someone's interests. Judicial is the most suspicious of all, but Bernard refuses to say more, spotting a painting on the wall. Juliette realizes Bernard and the late mayor were actually close, so she doubles down on her deal. They help each other. Together, they'll catch the killer faster. Juliette can't stop thinking about Mechanical. As a kid, when her dad wasn't home, she used to sneak down there. She even forged her dad's referral letter, hoping to become an apprentice. But when she handed it to Walker, Walker wanted nothing to do with her. Juliette begged, saying she could fix things. Even then, Walker tried to send her away, but Juliette refused to leave, until Walker finally gave in. Still, she got assigned to the scrap crew, endless trash waiting to be hauled to recycling. Their job was to pick out what could be salvaged, reused, or repaired. With help from her co-workers, Juliette quickly learned the ropes. But not long after, her dad showed up. Walker had figured out the letter was forged. So she told him. He came to drag Juliette back home. The work was filthy, but Juliette was genuinely happy, and she refused to leave. She begged her dad to let her stay. He'd never seen her that happy before. So he chose to respect her decision. After asking her again and again, Juliette still chose to stay. Her dad didn't want to let her go, but he agreed in the end. Back in recycling now, she's the sheriff. Juliette asks about Halston's things, hoping her old crew can help. She specifically mentions a notebook and a hard drive, but nobody remembers seeing them. Juliette says if anything turns up, they need to tell her immediately. Meanwhile, Bernard's back home moving furniture, tying chains. It almost looks like he's about to hang himself. But a second later he's just punching a heavy bag. Man, Bernard nearly gave me a heart attack. I'm thinking, our girl Juliette is about to fight the shadows alone again, going up against the hidden powers. It's just too cruel. After a quick workout, Sims from Judicial shows up at his place. Their relationship isn't as simple as it looks. But Gloria's death still weighs heavily on Bernard. Sims brings news. The judge already prepared papers to remove Juliette. All it takes is Bernard nodding, yes. And Juliette would be replaced in an instant. Hearing that, Bernard plays it cool, saying Juliette isn't exactly welcomed here. A lot of people already resent her. She probably won't last long anyway. If they move too fast, Mechanical might riot. But the judge doesn't see it that way. She wants her own person in the seat ASAP. Bernard doesn't want to make an enemy of Judicial, so he gives a vague answer. Meanwhile, passing the cafeteria, a man waves at Juliette and says he's leaving. Before the cafeteria closes, he introduces himself warmly and casually mentions plays about rebels, not wanting any unnecessary trouble. Juliette quickly walks away. Later, Bernard is in the hallway drinking to forget. The mayor's death has left him empty inside. Half drunk, he imagines the moments he shared with her. And it hurts like hell. So many years together, every moment used to feel bright. Now Bernard's the only one left, alone with the pain. And right then, he overhears a radio chat between Juliette and Martha Walker. They exchange updates, and Walker says she found something new. She wants Juliette to come down to Mechanical when she can. Bernard sobers up instantly. He swears he'll find who killed the mayor. Turns out Martha managed to fix the camera Juliette left her last time. But nobody knows what secrets are inside. When Bernard gets home, someone attacks him. They choke him with both hands. After a brutal struggle, Bernard breaks free. But when he goes for his gun, the attacker is already aiming at him. At the same time, Juliette finds something new. When she turns on the vent fan, she hears a weird sound inside. She removes the cover and finds something hanging there. Slowly, Juliette pulls it out. It's clearly the clue Halston left for her. Inside are documents about George. So who attacked Bernard, really? Is Bernard about to meet his end? And was the man Juliette met in the cafeteria the attacker? That's everything from episode 4. To find out what happens next, don't forget to subscribe to Movie Summary and drop a comment telling me what you think about the channel. Lately my views have been dipping. Do you think my videos aren't as good anymore?